Hey guys, it's Cyril here, and I just wanted to talk today about, like, what I've been learning past these couple days, and it's about love, and I've been learning that love is not a marathon. It's not, love is a marathon. Love is not a sprint, and it's hard to love. It's really hard. Like, it's not an easy thing. Like, to be there for people and because you're always looking out for yourself too. Like me myself right now, I'm trying to deliver an important message, but like I'm looking over my shoulder because I'm like, oh, what if someone comes and sees me? Because I've struggled with social anxiety, and I still have those like bursts of like, oh wait, is someone here? Because I just want to know that if someone's here, then I'll be prepared for what to say. And I think a lot of the social anxiety I have is because I'm scared to say things like this out in public, and I think we all are. And that's not a good thing. It's not. You shouldn't be like ashamed. You shouldn't be afraid to say how good loving people is. You shouldn't be afraid or ashamed to say what the truth is, right? And I think that's the thing, right? Is that people are afraid to speak the truth, to speak love. And, like, for example, like me, I'm Christian, right? So I believe that Jesus is perfect. And I believe that we're all imperfect, right? And I was thinking about that, and I was like, it makes sense, because it's like, if Jesus is perfect, and like, because Jesus was real, so the only question is, well, technically you could say that he's not real, but then you'd have to say that, like, okay, that's another thing I learned too, is that, like, everything that you're told, unless you've experienced it yourself, you have to have a belief in it. Unless you've been through it yourself and you've seen it and you've done it and you've had the repercussions of doing that action, of saying those words, of doing anything, then I find that you aren't able to say, oh yes, that is the truth, unless, again, you've done it yourself. So you have to have faith in, like, anything people say, anything that people say. And it may be because you've been through it and you're like, yeah, I believe that because I've done that, right? But, like, I could say, did you know that I went skydiving? You could say yes, but the truth is, no, I didn't. So you believe the wrong thing. You see, so it's like, you gotta believe in anything people say, unless you've been through it yourself. So example, say I say, hey, I went skydiving, do you believe me? Then you can say yes or no, right? And if you saw me, then you're probably going to say yes, because I saw you do it, right? If you say no, then it's like, no, I don't believe you, because you don't seem like the person to skydive. You don't, so there's reasons for both sides, right? But I could go skydiving. Like, there's nothing stopping me other than myself. And so, it's just sorry, there's people going by, so it's like, oh, I don't like talking. When there's people going by, and that's social anxiety, like I said. But I'm trying to train myself not to be so socially anxious, so now I'm speaking louder. And just like that, it's not that bad, because people just went by, I'm talking, normal, or maybe a little bit more quiet, but like, you know, still normal. But yeah, it's just, you know, if you love people, and then like that's the most important thing, is to love people, okay? And anyways, where was I going with that? So yeah, you can either believe that Jesus is perfect. You can either believe that he's perfect. You can believe that he's not perfect, right? You can believe that he existed. You can believe that he did not exist. We don't know the truth, right? Because we weren't back in the day. We weren't there 2,000 years ago. At least, I don't believe we were, right? So it's like, we gotta have faith, right? And it's okay to have faith, because again, you have faith in more things than you realize. That's okay. We gotta find the truth too, you know? And I think that's the problem, is because people don't know the truth. People are like, well, you can't say this because this is this and that is that, right? But like, go on your experiences, right? It's all personal, right? You gotta find the truth, right? Because there is one truth. There's only one truth, right? And I mean, like, there are many objects of that one truth, many different things of that truth. Like, oh, the truth is, if you plant a seed and you water it and you put in good soil and whatever, then the tree's gonna grow, right? That's the truth, at least if you believe me, right? I'm just saying, there's a tree right there, and there's soil here, and someone probably put a seed in the ground, and then whoop boom, a tree grew, right? So there's different aspects of it, and then there's the truth of, oh, you know, genetics, you know, play a role in how your eyes and stuff go and whatever, you know, like there's that truth. So there's like, if you don't eat it, calories in equals calories out. I mean, yeah, you know, like that type of thing, like observable truth, and that's science. That's showing. That's like, I agree with science. I love science so much because, like, the more I realize it, I love science so much because its purpose is so good. It's like, it's showing like what happens when you do this. This happens. When you do this, this happens. You can be your own scientist. You don't need to be certified, right? Like, be your own backyard scientist. That's what I like to do. It's because, and with anything, it doesn't have to be with just, it can be anything in life that you can experiment with and see what happens as a consequence to those things, right? The problem is that people have is the spiritual world, right? And that's where a lot of people are like, well, I don't know, because like we haven't seen it. We aren't able to observe it. We aren't able to go into it. At least that's as far as I know. You know, I know that I can't do that. I don't know how to do that. And even if I could, I don't know if I wanted to, because that's some scary stuff, and I kind of want to do more reading up on it and seeing stuff, because like if it's this way and you're not supposed to do this and then you do that thing that you're not supposed to do, you could be in trouble from the people or gods, goddesses, whatever it is in the beginning, in the universe of the creator, the intelligent designer. Or maybe it's not an intelligent designer, maybe it's just a rock, I don't know, you know? So like, it's okay. It's okay to have faith, because as long, okay, what I'm saying is, it's okay to have faith. If you're a Christian like me, because like, okay, that was a heartwarming thing, because like, not for that long, but like for like a couple weeks, I kind of claim, maybe like a month, 3 weeks, I don't know, I claim myself to be agnostic, because it's like, I don't know. And it's still to a degree of that, right? It's still like, oh, I can't say this is for sure, but like the evidence that I've gathered for myself, I believe this to be the truth. So like, yeah, if you're a fellow Christian like me, you can have your faith, right? You can have your beliefs. But like when you're trying to show someone why not to do something, show them the physical, reasons why not to do it, and then they can choose whether or not to do it. Don't tell them the spiritual reasons, right? Because like, who cares? I mean, like, obviously people who believe in the spiritual world would care, but those who don't, they're not gonna care, you know? So for example, I like to use the reasons for just one topic, right? Just one topic out of the many. Let's just say like being gay, being lesbian, there's watching porn, all that stuff. So the reason why I don't think it's a good idea to engage in the actions of being gay, being lesbian, watching porn, is because it can really mess up your hormones. It can, because like I know myself, I've watched porn, and like yesterday, a couple days even ago, I watched porn. I was binging it, right? And I woke up the next day and I felt terrible. I felt low energy. I felt so low energy, right? Well, that's any time after sex, whether you're straight or any time after you orgasm, right? But if you're doing it constantly and stuff, this is more like for the porn side, but like, if you're doing it constantly, you're gonna have low energy. I find that my anxiety skyrockets when I watch a lot of porn. So confidence goes down. People people say that there can be like bad things with like imagining sex to be a certain way when it's not. I know that it's not, like, I know that's not what porn is, but it has kind of given me a little bit of paranoia that I've realized. I don't know if it's just that, but I do think that it's given me some symptoms of paranoia because I'm like, ooh, she looked at me this way, does that mean this, So that there's 4 already reasons not to do it, right? And then, yeah, true enough, you can make pros for it too, for the physical world. That's the thing. In the physical world, there's pros and cons for everything. In the spiritual world, then it's like, whatever the truth is for the spiritual world, if there is one, then it's like, which I believe there is one, then that's not a good thing. Just in general, in period, because I believe that God created man and woman to sleep with each other, right? To produce children, right? To spread the kingdom, right? And then for like being gay, being lesbian, there's, for the physical reasons not to, there's higher chance of like sexually transmitted diseases. There's you won't have your own bloodline in a child, right? You could potentially make a child's life worse, whether it be through a sperm donor. Because if it's a sperm donor, what if the kid wants to have their dad in their life, right? What if their kid wants to know their biological father, right? So then that leaves you needing to go find the father, bringing him into life somehow. But then it could be like weird, it could be awkward, right? You could adopt, and I mean, yeah, that's amazing. I love the adoption, that people adopt kids and they look after them. But like, you know, it could affect how they perceive people, right? It could affect their sexuality. They could be influenced a little bit more to be gay or lesbian, and it might not be like biologically them, but they'll just think that might be because they want to be like their parents. Again, you don't have to believe everything I'm saying, but these are just like scenarios I think might occur, and probably have occurred through people's stories. And then there's the whole thing like, if we allow people to have sex with the same gender, right? Well, we allow people to have sex with people who are younger than them, because we'll have someone who is really young and someone who is really old love each other, right? And they want to have sex. Is that okay? Because if it's not, then that's exclusion, right? I mean, like, so that's another thing, is like, how far are we going to push this thing? And then, you know, sex with animals. What if someone wants to have sex with an animal? That one, I probably understand that that's probably not going to happen as easily, because we can't, like, fully understand if an animal is consenting or not. And if it does get to the point where people are having sex with animals for like there's a crow over there, that's why I was looking over there. But like, then it'd be chaos, man. Like, ugh. That would not be a cool world, because like, really, I have no idea if that bird wants me to, you know, woohoo with it, you know? There's no way of telling. I don't know if you guys can see the bird. Somewhere over there. But like, I have no idea. I have no idea if it wants me to. It's probably gonna run away, you know, if I go up to it. I guess there are some things where like you can just go down, and then if the animal itself sticks it in you, then that's kind of consenting. So, but I don't know if that's like because animals have their own free will or not, or like, I don't know, right? And so, yeah, it's just like, how far are we gonna push this? You know, how much are we gonna let? Because like, I get it. Like, I understand equality, right? I know. But at the same time, it's like, if we're gonna have equality, then we gotta have equality, right? We gotta have freedom for everyone. Anyway, sorry, I get like emotional on this topic because I had something in the past with this whole thing, and like, someone I've had a big argument with over this, and it was hard. It was hard for me to go through. But yeah, it's that's another thing I want to talk about. It's like forgiveness. This is like a long video, but like, yeah, it's like I'm realizing that it's like one day at a time, right? It's like, you know, one day at a time. But yes, you're gonna run out of time eventually, right? So like, that, you gotta be mindful of that. Like, yeah, you have all this time, but you only have so much time. And so like, if you're having struggles with someone, if you're having a hard time like forgiving people, or forgiving yourself, or, you know, trying to reconcile something, you have time, you do, but you only have so much time, because how long until that person goes out of your life, and then they start saying things about you, and saying things about your beliefs that could potentially end them up in hell or whatever, you know? And it's like, it's tough. It's really tough. So it's like, you know, do your best every single day to love people. Do your best every single day to be there for people, to look out for the best interest for them. Don't tell them what their best interest is, but inform them what it may be, you know? Tell them your story. Tell them what you've been through. Tell them why you think that way. Tell them the why. Tell people the why you do things. Tell them the why you believe things. Tell them the why. The why is the biggest question, I think. Like, it's the most interesting question, because it shows so much. It unravels so much. I just love that question. I love the question why. Why, and then after why comes how, you know? So, yeah. I don't know. I feel really good. I've been intermittent fasting. Um, Again, kind of like yo-yoing on it and stuff. But like, yeah, it's been pretty good. It's been working out pretty well. When I'm actually sticking to it. It's really hard in the beginning. It's probably going to be hard. I haven't made it past like a week and a half, but apparently, supposedly, it's supposed to get easier after a week and a half of doing it. So yeah, I will keep you guys informed. And right now, I'm just chilling out, and I hope you guys are having an amazing summer. And I've opened up my mind so much, and it's been crazy. I love you guys. If I ever see you guys around, just know that, like, I do struggle. You know, everyone has their struggles, right? I struggle with talking to people because I don't have the best of words, and I always feel pressured and stuff, but I don't have to be, and that's the thing. Is that you're awesome. You're awesome the way you are. You can get better. You can improve your life. But at the same time, don't be upset. Accept what you're going through and try to change it the best you can. Anyways, love you guys. Jesus loves you, and keep loving people. Bye.